Main goal is to start my podcast. I teased it during Vlogmas. I really want to tell you the name. I might tell you the name. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. It's 2023, I can't believe that. If you're new here, my name is Brooke McQuaid and I'm 27 years old from Perth, Western Australia. Today I thought we'd just have a sit down, catch up video, go through my reflections on 2022, what I learned, what the highlights were, any low moments, and then my goals and aspirations going into the new year. It is gonna be a bit more of a chatty video, so do grab yourself a drink. I have just made myself a coffee to keep me going, but I'm really looking forward to this. Obviously, first off, I hope you've had a lovely Christmas and New Year's period. I know it can be very, very busy. Ours was for sure busy, but so lovely. Can't believe that it's already January, but what a better time to sit down, reflect, and yeah, just see where I want to go for the year. Why don't we start with the best moments of 2022 for me? I went away for 4 weeks to Europe. I have a few travel blogs. I can link them below if you're interested in watching them. So that was definitely a highlight. Of Europe, I got to go to a few new countries. So I got to go to Luxembourg and Norway, which I haven't been to. Got to travel overseas with my partner for the first time. I saw the new Top Gun premiere in Cannes, which was like the highlight of the year. I got to see my friends from exchange again, which I haven't seen for so long. So a little bit of like history. In 2018, I went to university on a semester exchange in England and I met a few friends from Europe. So I got to catch up with 3 of the 4 again, and that was so lovely. I'm hoping to see a few of them again this year now. I really got into fitness this year. I feel like I was consistent. So I went to the gym almost most weeks and I got a new understanding for my fitness journey, I think. I did a 12-week challenge with my fitness coach, which was emmaj.fitness. I'll pop her little Instagram here. And during those 12 weeks, it was the second one I did. I did one in 2021 as well. I did a photo shoot and I felt really good in that photo shoot. So that was definitely an empowering moment. Along with the whole fitness journey, I started doing classes for lifting and I got a lot stronger with like squats and deadlifts. So that was something that I really enjoyed and I was very proud of this year. It was because I was going for myself and showing up purely for myself and no one else, which was like one of the first times I've done that. So I really enjoyed that. I developed really good friendships and strengthened ones that I had. So I have a few good girl pals from work and we went away a couple of times, went down to Mandurah and I went to Fremantle with them recently. So I was really happy with that. I thought that I managed like friendships a lot better in 2022. So very happy with that. So those are a few of like my best moments just as a snapshot of the year, I guess. In terms of like worst moments, not like bad moments, 2022 was a pretty good year, but like worst moments were, I was very messy this year. You would have seen that I did quite a few clean with me, massive house clean videos, and that's just because I was not good at all at maintaining my space, and that really affected my anxious kind of brain. I get very overwhelmed quite easily with a messy space, so that's something that I want to work on in 2023. I've mentioned that quite a few vlogs. I felt like it goes in hand with that. I made a lot of excuses for myself. So, you know, if I slept in, it was like, oh, clearly I needed the sleep. If I missed the gym, it was I needed the rest. And sometimes that's okay and that's what your body is telling you. But I think I pushed it to the extreme and I'd make excuses for myself. So this year I want to really work on that and show up for myself more. I also felt like I didn't honor my emotions fully. This isn't the whole year round. So I've obviously been going to therapy regularly. I keep that pretty open on here. And through therapy, I've learned that I have quite a overprotective nature. So I don't show my vulnerabilities much, which is good in a way because it protects myself, but it's bad in a way because my feelings stay trapped in and I don't tell people how I'm going. So I'm gonna work on that. I've got better already, actually. I feel like I am talking about my emotions more openly with friends and I don't feel any judgment, anything like that. So I'm working on that, but I felt like there were points in the year where I didn't honor how I was really feeling. So definitely going to work on that. I was chatting to my camera for a good 5 minutes before I realized it was actually out of storage. So I'm gonna repeat this part again and hopefully I can remember what I said. I thought we'll move on to like the main lessons I learned in 2022. So I learned the importance of boundary and boundary settings. I actually have a few friends that know I struggle a lot with boundaries. So when I say no to a plan, or when I say I don't think I can come, I've got to do X, Y, or Z, they congratulate me and they're so proud of me. It is something that I am still on my learner plates for. I'm not amazing at boundaries, but I am learning that it's not a negative thing to have boundaries. It's a very positive thing. It's a weird issue I have, I suppose, where like I respect other people's boundaries. I respect them for having them. I think it's amazing. But then when it comes to my own boundaries and me knowing what they are and instilling them, I'm not so good at it. So I am still working on that, but I have learnt the importance of boundaries. Also, I think it's just really, really good that it means when I am showing up, I want to be there. I'm not just forcing myself to do it. So I think that is like a bit more genuine. So I'm still working on boundaries. I'm still learning like what my set of boundaries should be, or what they should be and what I want them to be. And it's a very good lesson that I've learned and I'm working on. So I'm happy. Here's to graduating to P plates soon, hopefully. I've also learned a lot about friendships. I am a highly sensitive person, as my therapist will tell me, which means that if I think a friendship is slipping away or I'm just not as close anymore, I immediately feel so upset and I think I did something wrong. It's just my conclusion that I like to jump to, don't know why, but I have been learning so much. I've been learning that, you know, friendships are like relationships. They go in ebbs and flows. Sometimes you're really close to person X and sometimes you're just gonna drift apart. It's life. It doesn't mean that either of you have any less platonic friendship love for each other. It just means that that current point in time is not the right time for your friendship. I explained it poorly, but I think you get the general gist of what I mean. And I've learned how to honor friendships a bit more, show up and like put a lot of effort into the friendships that I do want to flourish. So I'm really proud of that because for a while there I would automatically assumed if I felt like I was drifting apart from someone that it was my fault. So I'm happy with that and I am acknowledging that friendships come and go, and that's completely okay. If a friendship goes, it doesn't actually mean that something bad happened, which I think I just assumed in my head. If you're not friends with person X anymore, that's because there was a big blowout, and that's not how it goes. So I am really, really happy with having learnt that. And the last main lesson that I wrote down that I learnt for this year is the importance of vulnerability. I was talking about this when I said one of my low moments is probably not honouring my emotions enough. So similar thing to that, there have been moments this year where I've actually let my wall down and I have talked more deeply with my friends. I think it allows you to have another level of respect for each other as well if you can be vulnerable and open up and go to the deeper level, just not surface level. Great conversations happen below the depths of the surface. It's a very interesting one because I can be vulnerable online. Like I can be vulnerable to a camera. I don't mind talking about like mental health. I don't mind doing all these things. But in person, I'm not the most vulnerable person. In therapy, I don't show my emotions that often. Never cried in therapy, which is not a good thing. It's not something I should be proud of. It's just I feel uncomfortable. I hate the idea of making someone else upset because of my feelings and then feeling like I have to work on them. So I'm learning that that is not how it works because I really appreciate when people are vulnerable to me. That is a lesson that I've learned. Again, like the boundary setting, I would say I'm still on my learner plates. I'm about to graduate. So that is like the main lessons I've learned for 2022. So I think it's been a good year in terms of lessons learned. But why don't we talk about 2023 goals? I'm just gonna finish my coffee off camera and then we'll talk about my goals for 2023. Okay, so I know like New Year's resolutions are not for everyone. Completely get it. I remember I listened to one of Emma Chamberlain's podcast episodes about resolutions and goal settings and I loved what she said. It's almost like the act of actually setting a goal or a resolution already gets you thinking about that level or that person that you want to be showing up as. So I just see it as that and I like that. I definitely want to set achievable goals for sure. and more like resolutions are monthly, I would say, instead of yearly, that I feel like if I don't achieve by February, I've already failed. However, saying that, I did write a few goals down. So in 2022, I had the goal of not using Afterpay because 2021, I spent a lot. I did a lot of hauls, I just spent a lot of money, and a lot of it was on Afterpay. And it is the one goal that I succeeded with in 2022. I did not use Afterpay at all, and I'm carrying that goal into 2023. The only concession I make to that rule is if it was a health related thing. Completely okay if I had to put something on Afterpay if it's health related. That's my little thing, because in my head my health should come across any materialistic thing. That's how I see it personally, but you don't have to agree. So that's goal number 1, no Afterpay. I also have like a few money goals. I just want to save a little bit more money for that. Obviously going on with the being messy this year, I want to be cleaner and just stop making excuses for myself. I'm 27. I know right from wrong. I know what makes me feel good and what doesn't make me feel good, and I just need to stop making excuses. If I want to go for a walk in the morning, it's up to me to get myself out of bed. So I just want to be a little bit more in tune with myself in that way. I would like to learn and honor the power of rest and recharge. I am not so good at it. I tend to, if I'm having like a rest day, or I will be on my phone. So I'll be like watching TV, but I'll be scrolling on my phone. I'll be thinking about all the things that I should be doing, but then procrastinating them all for the whole day. And then I just don't feel like I've rested. So I want to schedule those in a bit more, where I'm like, you're gonna do a puzzle for an hour, or not. I want to be spontaneous. I just want to work on the behaviors of not just scrolling my phone when I'm supposed to be resting and recharging. So that's something else that I would like to work on. My main goal is to start my podcast. I teased it during Vlogmas. I really want to tell you the name. I might tell you the name. So it's going to be called... I've had the name since 2021. The name is because I'm born in 1995, so I am between a millennial and a Zoomer. Hence, I think it's a great name. I personally love it. I've been practicing the last few weeks just with my new microphone, but that is the goal, is to get the episodes up and running. So keep an eye out on that. I will be sharing it a little bit more on YouTube and Instagram once I've got a few episodes banked up and ready to go. So that's a huge goal. Another one is I would like to eat healthier, and I don't mean this in terms of good foods and bad foods, because in my mind, no such thing. I just mean that I'd like to feel my body better for myself. So I went to the genetic health specialist, got my results back. I'll talk about that a bit more in my next weekly vlog, but I just want to feed my body what it needs. Along with that, just continuing with my fitness, doing what I want to do in the gym, not what I think I have to do. I really want to make sure that I am going to the gym for myself, not for anybody else. That's a huge goal of mine as well. And I'm sure I've got a few more goals in there, but those are the broad ones. Looking after my health is a huge one. I do tend to put certain things off, and health is one of them. So I really want to make sure that that's a priority for me this year. But I'm sure I have a lot more, but those are the main ones that I wrote down. I hope you enjoyed this. I loved making these videos because I get excited to watch them again at the end of the year to see how I went, how I was feeling at the start of the year versus how I was at the end of the year. I love all those things. If you have stayed to the end, I would really, really love to know what a goal or a resolution or something you'd like to work on is in the comments. If you've got your favorite memory of 2022, something you're looking forward to for 2023, anything like that, I'd love to know. I'd love to really get the engagement up on my YouTube. But thank you so much for watching. As always, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Do follow me over my Instagram. It is just @BrookeMcQuaid. And I will see you back for weekly vlogging soon. Bye!